Hello everyone, this is Vivek Tamilarasan. I hope you all doing great. In this video, we are going to see how to implement row level security in Power BI dashboard. Before we begin, just a quick note. I'm going to use staff walkover dashboard to demonstrate the row level security setup. If you have not watched the initial development of this video, I recommend you to watch the video first so that you can better follow along. You can find the link in the description below. Let's get started. This is the staff workover dashboard, and towards left you can see we have the list of users who can access this dashboard. The goal is to implement row level security for all users so that they can only see their own data. In order to do that, what you will need is an Excel file that contains the list of name and the respective email address, like this. I have an Excel file. A name contains user details and we have the name and email address. Here is the process that we follow. First, user details, that we already have it. Next, we need to import that into the Power BI dashboard and configure the row level security. Then test it. Then publish the dashboard. Finally, we will provide access to the users. Step 1, we have the user details. So we can move on to step 2. Here is the dashboard. Now I'm going to click on transform data. I'm going to import the user details. Here you can click on new source and select Excel workbook and select the data where it is available. Here user details. In this navigator, just select the table user details. It contains staff details and click OK. You can see the list of details are available here, and in the first row you can see the header. Let's make the first row as header, and please ensure the data type are assigned. By default, the data type is text that will be automatically assigned in Power Query. If you see the data type was not assigned, then please ensure you can select any of the following from this particular list. Importing data is ready. Now we can click close and apply. The data has been loaded into Power BI model. You can see towards right in the data pane, you have the user details, email and staff name. So once it is imported, you need to create a relationship between the primary data. So I'm going to click on the relationship, which is model view. Here you can see the relationship has already applied. Power BI often creates a relationship automatically in most of the cases, but it's important to review and ensure it is correct or manually adjust if needed. Here the primary data source is attendance data, and the one which we have imported is user details. The common data between those two tables are staff name, you can see. So both you can see in attendance data we have several repeated entries, and from user details we have a unique entries with the respective email address. So the relationship is many to one and the direction is single. So you can click save. Now let's move on to report view. Here step 3, we need to configure row level security. For that I'm going to click on modeling, and in that you have two options. One is manage role and view as. First let's configure the row level security. For that I need to click on manage role, and here you need to create a role. I clicked on it, and so I'm going to apply the rule based on the user email address, because user email address is the unique details which every user have their own unique email address. Okay, so here you can just click on switch to DAX editor, and you can enter it, user email. User detail is nothing but the file name, and email is the column name, is equal to user principal name. User principal name is nothing but it capture the user details whomever login or viewing the dashboard. In other way, this function capture the logged in user email and applies the rule to filter the data accordingly. Before clicking on save, let me rename the rule. Now you can click on save. Yes, successfully applied rule. Now you can click close. That's it. We have applied the rule. Now let's have a check. Step 4, it is going to test the row level security. For that you can click on view as, and you have the role that we have configured. You can click on RLS, and you need to click on other user, because you need to mention the username who will access the dashboard, so that we will get to know how the dashboard will be viewed on their perspective. Here you need to enter the user email address, because the role has been configured based on email address. Please ensure you will not be able to view it based on the username. So I'm going to copy the email address and paste it over here and click OK. We can see towards left we can see the username Ramnath and the respective visuals related to that particular staff have been updated. Like this, each user only access their own data. Everything else is restricted. Row level security applies filter at the source level based on who's viewing it. So always ensure row level security is applied to the primary data set so that filtering works accordingly in all visuals. Let me click on stop viewing. Yeah, it gets back to the normal view. Now let's publish the dashboard to the live. For that I'm going to click on home and click on publish. So before that it asks you to save the dashboard. Click on save, and here I'm going to publish it into VTV learning workspace. Yes, it got published. Let me open the browser so you can see that this is the VTV learning workspace, and you can see the published dashboard. Once you publish the dashboard, you will see two components here. One is for visual and another one is for underlying dataset. Now I'm clicking on the visuals. As an admin, I can view all user data here. Now we are into step 6. Here we are going to provide access to this dashboard. For that I'm going to click on share, and here you can enter the name and you can click on send. So post clicking on send, a specific email will be triggered along with the link to view the dashboard for the specific user. If you want to include multiple users, yes, you can do it. This is one of the method to share the dashboard. Another method is like you can click on the workspace and you can click on this Eclipse and select manage permission, so that you will get to see who have access to this particular dashboard. Currently I have provided access to Sujit, so he have access to it. And if you want to add more user, yes, you can do it. Just click on it and click manage access, then add the list of users whomever you require. And finally you need to click on save. I'm canceling it. Now let's test the user access by opening the dashboard in another user account. I have opened the dashboard using a different account. The username is Sujit, you can see, and he doesn't have access to the dashboard. Though I provided access by using share icon earlier, but still he could not have access to the dashboard. Do you know why? Because while I gave him access to the report, I did not add him into the security settings of the underlying data. So row level security has blocked all visuals. To fix this, you need to go to your workspace. So for that, I'm going to open the previous workspace, and you need to click on this Eclipse from the dataset, and here you need to select security. You can see the row level security. Here you need to add the list of users whomever need access to the dashboard. Let me add Sujit. So you can type either their name or email address and click add, and finally click save. That's it, we have included. Let me open the dashboard from Sujit's side. I just clicked on refresh. Before refreshing itself, it automatically updated the visuals, and And now Sujit can see his own data. You can see. We have used dynamic approach in row level security. So in future, if you want to include any user, straight away you can add the users into staff name and email address. Then go to the dashboard and you need to add those usernames into manage permission, and here you need to provide access. Then you need to include their name into the security. That's it. So they will be able to access your dashboard with their own data. Here is the quick recap of the process. First, you require user details, name and email address, and then you need to import the data. Then you need to create a relationship between the primary data and the one which you have imported. Then you need to configure row level security. Then test with view as. Then publish the dashboard, and you need to share the dashboard with the appropriate users. And finally, you need to add the user into dataset security. This is the proper way to apply row level security for Power BI dashboard. I hope this helps you to understand how to implement row level security in Power BI dashboard. Give it a try in your own dashboard. If you found this video helpful, consider hitting like button and share it with colleague or friends who might benefit from it. If you have any question, drop it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe VTV Learning for more helpful Power BI tutorial. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.